I mean, yeah, it was not an easy task, and obviously it's the NFL, so it never is. But for us to come in here and just do whatever it takes, man. Obviously, wish you could play a little bit better in certain areas and in certain situations, but at the end of the day, it's a fourth quarter game, and you got to go score for the season and for your team, and then obviously for the defense to go down and get a stop like that, man, was huge. So it's a team effort, it really is, and it's just cool for everybody across the board to be able to have this kind of win and celebrate together with all the stuff that we've been through, and obviously we're excited for next week too.
After throwing the 2 picks, how did you have the confidence in yourself to lead the team down for that game-winning touchdown?
I mean, the game's still there to go take, so I was just being real with myself and obviously like leaning into my faith and understanding that, I got to hold all this loosely, but, try to go do God's will, man. And that's every drive. And so, same thing happened at the end of the game. We needed to go do it. And so I just kept my mind fresh and go play one play at a time. Every play has a life of its own. And, still have that attack mentality every single play. So that's how I did it.
Kyle said that you're not afraid to fail. Is that a mindset you have to work on in moments like that?
Definitely. Because there's been times in my career and, growing up, there's, moments where it's like, man, you got to go win it here. And in that moment, you can start thinking to yourself, like all the worst possible, scenarios. And so just learning from those kind of things. And then so when there's a moment like this, it's like, no, like there's a moment right there for you to go take. And so being aggressive, but being smart and playing one play at a time, and obviously just believing in yourself. And for me, like I'm a faithful man, so like at the end of the day, I leave that all up to God. So I'm going to go out there and give it my all, and see what happens after that. So that's how I view it.
What was your view of the Juwan pass to Christian? It seemed like the ball was up there for a long time.
Yeah, I was on the edge, sort of blocking, sort of not in the play, and then I look back, I see JJ get hit, and I was like, dang, dude, should I have done something about that? And then I look up, and the ball's in the air, and Christian tracked it. It was wobbling in the wind, and the fact that Christian caught it over his shoulder, dude, I was like, oh, my gosh. And I looked back to JJ, and I was like, you all right? And then celebrated. So it was a really cool play. I mean, he's a baller when it comes to that. He did the same thing in the Super Bowl, took a hit, threw it to Christian on a trick play for a touchdown. So those two are pretty cool to watch.
Like that comes in, and you're what's your feeling knowing this could be a game breaker? Obviously, a tight game, fourth quarter. What are you thinking?
Yeah, obviously, if it's there, sweet, let's capitalize. But also, telling JJ to, hey, dude, if it's not there, you can throw it away. Let's be smart. It's 1st and 10. We have 2 more downs after this. So it was one of those things. If the op's there, great. If not, let's live to see another down.
Brock, how many times did you run that play in practice roughly, and how did it go with the run?
Yeah, we ran it a good amount. We had it up earlier in the year too. Some trick plays and stuff you have in some weeks, some weeks you don't. So that was something that we sort of been working on, I guess, over the last I don't know however many months. But it was cool in that moment that they believed in JJ to get it done. So it was cool.
Kyle mentioned that JJ thinks he can make every play, no matter what the look and everything. So did he give you those instructions to remind him in the huddle? Okay, it's 1st down, and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Like we just came off. I forgot if the quarter. If it was the quarter. So we flipped sides of the field. We had time to talk in the huddle and everything. And Kyle's just going through all the reminders and stuff. And I'm sitting there like telling JJ everything to be smart. But and he knew it. He's been in these kind of situations before, and he's got that chill, demeanor. And he knew if we had to look, he's going to be aggressive. If not, he's going to be smart.
On your final pass to Christian, you guys talking on the huddle ahead of time. How did you see him specifically cut back inside on that play? Was that design?
Yeah, it was designed. Obviously, just like he's my last guy in the progression, but if we had a certain look where he was one-on-one at the end of the play, then it was going to be there if I got to him. And so I just checked out the front side of the play and didn't feel anything, so I just stepped up and knew Christian should be right where he was, and he was. So it was just perfectly drawn up play and then executed greatly by Christian.
You were doing a lot of kind of directing before that snap, guys, maybe not in the right spot or whatnot. Were you worried at all that that play wasn't going to get off in time or wasn't get off correctly?
I mean, sometimes that happens, in games. Guys sometimes hear it wrongly or whatever, and so in the moment it was just like, all right, get your split out by D-Rob, and then we needed KB to motion over, and they knew the play at that time, but it's like getting guys in the right spot, and then obviously seeing the clock and making sure we get the snap off, like, and then go through your read. So, I mean, that's part of it, man. That's something that, you know, you do in the NFL every single game. As a quarterback, you have to make sure all that's good, but at the same time, like, we all hold each other accountable to make sure we're doing our jobs right. So it's something we'll watch on the film and be better at.
Brock,
How challenging was the win? How challenging was the win?
It was definitely a factor. You know,
Was it on your throat?
yeah, definitely. Just certain parts of the stadium too, the wind bouncing off our sideline and some end zones with the open side, like the wind pushing it back in. So it's definitely part of the game. Something that we talked about pregame and stuff warming up, but you know, during the game you have to account for it for sure. It's part of it.